The MQ-28 Ghost Bat drone, which Boeing Australia is making for the Royal Australian Air Force, may soon have a new customer in the U.S. Air Force. That information was revealed at a recent event in Australia that featured U.S. Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall. Kendall acknowledged that first negotiations to purchase the MQ-28 as a faithful wingman-type adjunct to the upcoming Next Generation Air Dominance, or NGAD, program were in progress. A comprehensive system of systems designed to maintain American tactical air superiority for years to come. Kendall's revelation was first covered by Breaking Defense as part of a larger piece in which Chair Marshal Robert Chipman, the new Royal Australian Air Force chief, also spoke on the strategic difficulties that China presents in the Asia-Pacific theater. Chipman used the occasion to lambast China for its risky interceptions of Royal Australian Air Force aircraft in the area. Kendall told Breaking Defense that he is chatting with his Australian counterparts about the NGAD family of systems and how they would be able to join in that program, which will also have a manned fighter component, about the likelihood of the U.S. Air Force adopting the MQ-28. As part of efforts to create drone capabilities for NGAD, Kendall claimed that the MQ-28 may act as a risk reduction measure. "I believe there is a great deal of shared desire in working together, and we will work out the specifics over the coming weeks," added Kendall. Although it appears that no more information regarding the extent of the modifications were published, the Secretary of the U.S. Air Force mentioned a potential derivative of the MQ-28 for U.S. service. The MQ-28 is currently being built initially for the Royal Australian Air Force, and the first prototype took off from Lamera, South Australia, on February 27, 2021. The second prototype is also in the air, and a third is scheduled to join the flight test program later this year. Between 2024 and 2025, the Royal Australian Air Force hopes to put the drone into use. The MQ-28 will do air combat, reconnaissance, and surveillance tasks in tandem with existing manned combat aircraft like the F-35, the F/A-18 Super Hornet, and the EA-18G Growler electronic attack aircraft. The E-7 Wedgetail or E-3A Sentry, airborne early warning aircraft, as well as other high-value airborne assets like KC-130 tankers, might also be protected by this system. It's noteworthy to note that Kendall earlier provided a very broad overview of how he anticipated the drone component of NGAD would be developed at a conference organized by the Air and Space Forces Organization in June 2022. He talked about what appeared to be a more iterative strategy, but he also made it clear that the drone component's development was still in its infancy compared to that of the manned fighter. In that regard, it is possible to understand how the MQ-28 could develop into a highly valuable component of a much wider development curve. All things considered, adding the MQ-28 to the larger NGAD design makes a lot of sense, even if just as a temporary developing experimental capability.